Over the next 2 weeks, I want to look more closely at the Mass. Is the Mass a sacrifice or is the Mass a meal? Well, the short answer is both and. That's a great Catholic phrase, both and, that it's both sacrifice and meal. So let's look today about how the Mass is a sacrifice, because it's often misunderstood that Catholics believe that we are re-sacrificing Christ, that there are multiple sacrifices, and this is not scriptural. It's against the letter of Hebrews, which quite obviously says that Christ's sacrifice was once and for all. Christ made the perfect sacrifice that didn't need to be repeated like the Jewish sacrifices in the temple. That's the message of the letter to the Hebrews. So Catholics don't believe that we are re-sacrificing Christ. We don't believe he's dying again. Rather, we believe that the holy sacrifice of the Mass is a sharing in that one perfect sacrifice. That because Christ is God, that sacrifice is eternal. In a sense, it happened outside of time. It entered eternity, the Catechism tells us. And so that when we're at Mass, we're not re-sacrificing Christ, but we are participating in that one sacrifice. So the sacrifice of the Mass and the sacrifice of the cross are one single sacrifice, and we participate in it at Mass, and that's how we share in the fruits of that sacrifice. In fact, we should make that sacrifice our own. We see that the priest is praying to the Father, right? The Mass is a prayer of sacrifice of the Son, that perfect sacrifice, to the Father, and we share in that sacrifice by sharing in the prayer with the priest, but also bringing our own sacrifices to the liturgy, bringing the sacrifices of our daily life and uniting them with the sacrifice of Christ. We see that in the earliest days of the Church, in a document called the Didache, which dates back to 70 AD. The author of the Didache talks about bringing our sacrifice, right? So assemble on the Lord's Day, break bread, and offer the Eucharist, but first make confession of your faults so that your sacrifice may be a pure one. And so the Mass is a sacrifice. We join our own sacrifice with the sacrifice of Christ on the cross, not re-sacrificing him, but joining in that moment, right? It's a amnesis, the Greek word, a making present of that moment at Calvary in this holy sacrifice of the Mass. And that's a little theology in 3 minutes. Hey friends, thanks for watching. If you like Theology in 3, please like, subscribe, and share. And leave your feedback in the comments because I would love to dialogue with you. There's a lot more content coming. God bless.